Been waiting for a chance to send this. What hast thou provided?
Hello again, welcome.
I switched to Windows 7. Oh, God. Oh, okay. We'll do that, fine. I switched to Windows 7 by the Unreal Tarek. Yeah, it is 4:20 p.m. We'll probably end it soon. I already went to the gym earlier, so it's not a big deal. I can end it whenever. Anyway, I switched to Windows 7. You shouldn't do that, but let's see.
Back. This is Microsoft.
It is.
The whale of tech space with their interesting inventions. Mainly speaking, the latest version of Windows, to which they have been adding too many features. And that...
I don't know if I'd call them features, but they're adding something.
good. But it's not. Everyone thought it's the end and started ditching it behind and switched to Linux.
Linux.
By the way. So,
Yeah, bruh.
naturally, what I did was install Windows 7.
Good, as you should.
The
Don't do that.
installation wasn't that complicated. It all started from a Reddit post that led me to this webpage. Without any hesitation, I downloaded the thing, burned the ISO file into an USB stick, which is basically putting this in there. And
It
hit
is.
the reboot button. It didn't work. That was expected since my feeble brain haven't noticed that the secure boot was disabled. So, enabled it and tried again. It didn't work. I went ahead.
Why would you enable secure boot? Enabling secure boot's not going to help Windows 7.
Then downloaded this very obscure tool off the internet and let it cook for 4 hours and gave it another
Wait, what are we
spin.
playing? What are we playing? What was that? What was that?
Tool off the internet and let
Is that Factorio? I think it is. Respect? Not my kind of game, but yeah, it is Factorio. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, not my kind of game, but hey, if you enjoy it, more power to you.
let it cook for 4 hours and gave it another spin. It didn't work. Sometime later I found this very long
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it probably has to do with his hardware being way too new for Windows 7. And Windows 7 is like, I don't know what this is.
tutorial that teaches you how to craft a custom installation media with all the necessary drivers. But
Yeah, that's the problem. Windows 7 is not very happy to run on modern hardware.
I'm kind of lazy and stupid to do it myself.
Same.
So I looked it up online and found people who did it, and well,
Boys, it's completely enslaved.
Wow.
We are so back.
That's a joke that I don't get.
Come on.
I hope it just black screens.
The sound is working.
it worked. After a successful boot up, I was in. The resolution was messed up and I didn't have any internet. Surprisingly, the sound was working out of the box and
Oh,
then
that's good.
suddenly stopped. I had no time to waste, so I went to my other computer to download sound, network and GPU drivers that I found online from their official sources. Nice. But after having some
God, the driver installation process on Windows, having to go to some fucking website to download drivers because they're not just there. That's so cringe. What a shit operating system.
connection, something weird happened.
Okay.
Internet Explorer was suggesting me to download Microsoft Edge, and I believed it's not going.
Don't ask me how, but I was able to run Microsoft Edge.
I think when did he do this? 4 months ago? Depending on when he started the video, I think Chromium was still well within the range of supporting Windows 7. It's on the verge of getting rid of it, but it was still supporting it.
After some setup,
Wait, what did that say? That
I
said,
was
yeah, he was doing this in June. So more like he started the video 6 months ago. Yeah. Chromium still had support for Windows 7 by then. I think they got rid of it fairly shortly after.
able to run Microsoft Edge. Where Edge
after some setup, I started to feel it.
The garbage.
The nostalgic taskbar, those personalization settings, the sounds, those cute widgets, the wallpapers, the Windows Media Center, and this.
Screensavers!
And of course OBS didn't work. The version I was using at time
You an older version that probably
didn't
works.
save the footage. So I did what any sane human being would do. Downgrade. And
Yeah.
well, I solved it. Everyone favorites web browser, Google Chrome. I was
Just
able
use
to
Fraps.
download the latest version. It was warning me that I'm not going to get any further updates and I have to use Windows 10 to do so. No thanks. I tried some other utility programs like Process Hacker, Malwarebytes, which I removed later on because I don't need an antivirus, Super ISO, Audacity.
Yeah, good luck to you. You definitely want one on Windows 7. Don't animated screensavers still harm the screens? What? Are you using a plasma screen? What do you mean?
And IDM, which I used to exploit me being in a third world country, no, it's not India, to download Microsoft Office 2007.
Hey! That was my
I don't
first
know,
version.
I just felt like it. Also, to rekindle some stupid I used to do, storing my passwords in a good old spreadsheet.
Yeah. I stored them on paper. Screensavers were meant to prevent CRT burn-in. Theoretically, yes. Wouldn't only a black screen work? Well, turning your monitor off would also work, but the power on time was the issue. Yes, but people liked seeing things. That's why.
I went back to Chrome to run more tests. I tried to download some extensions and visit some websites. I checked on my favorite streamer if he was online and got some extensions and visit some websites. I checked on
Oh god, what a choice of streamers! Holy fuck! Oh god. I'm not gonna sit here and explain the Dr. Disrespect situation. Just look it up yourself.
my favorite streamer if he was online and he wasn't. He used to be online this time. The best site on the planet that is responsible for the recent climate change loaded just fine, so did the reason why 42% of Americans are suffering from obesity.
What?
The CIA agent's hive and where everything is shines and rainbows. Both took an eternity to load, but mostly everything was working as intended. Since Chrome ran with no complaints, I assumed both Discord and Spotify and everything that depends on Chromium would also work. Well, thanks for the positive open source community, I found this project that is called
Armcore.
that claims to be a standalone client. However, with some inspection, you get to realize it's just an Electron app, which is, you guessed it, Chromium. What it does is simply load
Use a terminal client.
some baked extensions, and sadly, many of its claimed features didn't work.
True.
Spotify, on the other hand, also didn't work, though they had a special build for Windows 7 that, well, it banged. With all of that, the box for browsing the internet was checked. Or was it? I had one more thing to try. Brilliant.org.
Today's sponsor.
These guys have every possible piece of knowledge to create
That was
AI-powered
smooth.
mass destruction
That's smooth.
weapons,
I'll
engineering,
give you that
physics,
one.
Programming, data analysis, and if you want to learn any of those, look no further. Brilliant got your back. Instead of just watching and get swallowed by boredom, check out the interactive lessons that teaches by doing, which is a method that is scientifically proven to be 6 times better. You get to deal with problem solving very soon on your learning climb, which is going to help you grow that smooth brain you've got. Personally, I like the computer science course. That I think is a good start to make you not just write code, but thinking code. If you want to check them out and get all what I was yapping about for free and get a 20% off your annual subscription, click on the link down below in the description. Now, time to write some code. Before I even began, I knew it's just going to be impossible on the long run, because we humans advance. Advance backwards. For Node, latest version was out of the table, so I looked for an older version that
I mean, to be real, we don't have installing wait. We do have installing Ubuntu. What are you saying? Can you try that sentence again?
Then I installed an even older version that also didn't work, so I had to install an even older version. The well was sort of a success.
Yeah.
Next, I tried to install Python God forbid, and at that very
You're not
exact moment,
programming
my
on
footage
Windows
got
7.
corrupted. Yeah. The most version I
Please
was
be
able
anything
to get
remotely
to run
supported.
was 2.7. It is a very old
Wait, you gotta do Python too? Oh, that's rough.
hours many life size and tools in 2024. Next on the list was Visual Studio Code that I got installed just fine. No downgrades.
Electron
nothing.
app?
It just
Okay,
worked.
sure.
Visual Studio, however, didn't. Version 2022 was like so it was downgrade time.
Yay.
But it's Microsoft. To use any of their old products, apparently you have to pay them first. Yeah, Visual Studio 2019
Oh, that's
supposedly
rough.
works on Windows 7, but I didn't manage to run it. So I used the Wayback Machine to get Visual Studio 2017 that ran nicely, just like the good old days.
Oh god. Hello. Hello. Hello, well.
For fun, I
Dimas.
tried Raylib, which is a nice and intuitive game development library to work with. Yet, I didn't do anything serious with it, other than making some bugs move right to
Wow.
left. I
My
went ahead
favorite.
and downloaded an older version of Unity for the sake of science and
God.
for all
Oh,
the nostalgia
God,
users
that is
out
an
there.
older
It
version.
was obviously an outdated version, yet
Quite.
it let me log in. I don't use Unity and I'm not planning to, so it was time to move on and try to install the best code editor known to man, NeoVim.
Yeah!
Original footage of me trying to install it, but it was like getting a bunch of errors, struggling with Lua, and
Yeah,
realizing
probably because you don't have an up-to-date environment.
that downgrading every plugin that I have in my config would be
Oh,
a
Primogen plugin.
waste of time. So, if you don't know me, I am an Adobe fanboy. I have been using their products since
Good luck with that one on Windows 7.
I was sucking milk, and every alternative
CS6,
out there is
let's
just
go.
full of shit. As for Windows 7, they dropped support for it in 2021. So, downloading older versions was a must. But, the Creative Cloud doesn't provide the old versions.
No, they don't.
Thus, I had to go on alternative route. Premiere Pro worked smoothly at first. It even loaded my configuration. Not really, but after a busy timeline, it started to become janky and as slow as a Python script can go. I had one issue with full screen previews. Every time I hit the full screen button, I get stuck in Premiere Pro. Alt F4 wouldn't kill it because it tells you to save the progress you've made. Die.
Rough.
Regarding rendering, it was instantaneous. Unfortunately,
Functional.
I couldn't link it with After Effects, not that I use it very often, but I sometimes need it if I want to make my computer go through torture. Photoshop complained for having no space left, but after clearing some space, that was no more the case. Illustrator, Acrobat, Dreamweaver that I for network
Please don't use Acrobat. It's such a bad fucking project.
access, and of course I didn't... well... And every other Adobe software I had at time launched and ran perfectly. With all of that,
Use
it was
literally
time to have
anything
some real
else.
Fun. Time for some gaming.
Woo!
Starting with the Gaming Palace.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Great. Incredible game.
Steam. That I honestly expected to be the only program that would work. Why? It's Valve. What they do is carry legacies, but not.
No, they don't. Fuck you. Also, this was before they completely broke it. There was an update not too long after this video came out where they literally just killed it. And it doesn't work anymore. You can't open it.
Anymore. Despite that, I was welcomed with this, which is an issue that wasn't tied to Steam only, but happened with other programs too.
What a shit
alongside
operating system.
screen stuttering,
Was that Dark
but
Souls
wasn't
3
tied
on your
to Steam.
desktop? What do we have here? Factorio, Half-Life 2, Project Zomboid, Dark Souls 3, base choice, Left 4 Dead 2. I'd be surprised if that didn't work.
Only, but happened with other programs too. Alongside screen stuttering, that made me thought that the operating system didn't set the correct refresh rate for my monitors. But that wasn't the case at
Your
all.
hardware sucks.
Anyways, here is my hardware configuration, and it
That's
was time
way
to crack
too
some
new.
games.
Woo.
DS3, the best game of all time, but
Yeah,
with
it
an Elden
is.
Ring run for 60 FPS, no drop.
Oh, that's gonna piss some people off. I need to finish DS3 at some point. That's the I need to finish DS3. I need to play Demon Souls as well. But I do like DS2 is a I am a Dark Souls 1 shill.
DS3, the best game of all time, better than Elden Ring, run for 60 FPS, no drops, no stuttering, even while having a bunch of shit happening on my site. Sadly, I don't
That's
have
how you
any
play a Dark
evidence
Souls
for that
boss fight,
because
yep.
half of my footage got corrupted somehow, but trust my word, the experience was way smoother than what I usually get on Windows 10 or 11. DayZ, or formerly known as
Walk, 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 walk.
Guac guac.
it didn't work. Due to the fact that
Yeah,
it
Battle
depended
Eye.
on Battle Eye as an anti-cheat, which was going to
I think Battle Eye is disabled on community servers. I think it probably could get around
be
it.
the case for every game I own that uses some sort of modern anti-cheat or any kind of modern software.
Probably DRM as well
The
could cause an
factory
issue.
must grow, and yes indeed, it did. Running around my small factory didn't tickle these numbers at all. So, I had to do some fun to finally get it to the good old 10 frames per second. Since this game
Yeah.
is written in pure C++, running it wasn't an issue at all. No crashes, no stutters, and a nice smooth experience.
Beautiful, beautiful. What the fuck are we doing?
Half-Life 2? Nothing interesting but the boring...
Yeah, Half-Life 2 came out on Windows XP. If Half-Life 2 didn't work, I think you need to give up.
100 frames per second. Left 4 Dead 2, a game everyone admires except this man. On ultra settings I was getting very not stable FPS. That was expected, since it has a lot of moving objects and spawning enemies. And please ignore my CPU's temperature. I haven't changed the thermal paste since, I don't know. Anyway, the game
Half-Life can barely run on a Dreamcast. Half-Life came out on the Dreamcast?
was made in the Windows 7 era, so I wasn't expecting anything to go south. And for the first time in my life, nothing did. Project
Wow.
Zomboid, a game that I absolutely love to see work on Windows 7, but getting it to run was a nightmare. Black screens, freezing, dealing with config files, and having 0 FPS. In the main menu. Many believe
That's
this
rough.
is not possible, but with some very advanced debugging and troubleshooting, I finally got it to work. I was getting very unstable frame rates with no mods on.
I don't think that's 30 to 80. No!
I
No,
finally
that's
got
3
it
to
to work.
8.
I was getting very unstable frame rates with no mods on, and a good 20 FPS with them, with endless runtime errors.
Whoa.
Minecraft was the last game that I thought it wouldn't work, yet still it did, but
Gotta
not
play
as
beta.
expected. The frame rates were what I would get in my grandma's computer. Tweaking the settings literally did nothing, so I tried optifying. That made things
Better.
even worse.
No,
Some very
worse?
trusted
Okay.
online sources suggested the issue was from the Java environment, which makes sense. So I did what needed to be done, and not that much of improvement.
Gotta
I
play,
spent more time
gotta play
tweaking
beta.
more settings without any improvements. And now, can you spot what my feeble brain was dealing with? Zoom in, zoom in. Yep, right there.
Wow.
With that hotfix, I wanted to try Project Zomboid again, since it's also written in Java. And well, just like Minecraft, I did get some improvements, but not as
Wow.
much as what I usually get.
You could play on a not shit operating system.
Wait, is that as cool? Here, the what is kind of a challenge.
Yo,
ends.
Susan, how's it going?
Overall, Windows 7 is still kind of usable for normal use, or if you just want to play some classic video games.
Gotta play,
which you wouldn't be able to get from
Gotta play some pinball. Board just woke up. I'm not pretty good. Linux Mint is OP, exactly. Go do that.
from their official sources most of the time. Some of the issues I have encountered were be able to
Steam will stop running on Windows in 0 days.
get from their official sources most of the time. Some of the issues I have encountered were GPU drivers crashes, some window artifacts, no TPM, some random errors, never being able to get my microphone to
Wait,
work,
why is it complaining about TPM? You're on Windows 7.
no TPM.
Are you trying to secure boot a Windows 7 system? Why does it care about that?
Some random errors, never being able to get my microphone to work. It's a $30 USB mic, nothing crazy. And sometimes it does this.
Yeah, that's just Windows though. It
For
always
some
does
reason,
that.
He was getting Windows updates, but they did nothing other than scream with failure install messages. Usability in 2024, 6 out of 10. And that's it.
Wait.
Usability in 2024, 6 out
Usability. Software support. I don't understand this graph.
of 10. And that's it. The title is a joke, obviously. Don't switch to Windows 7.
Don't do
Thanks
that.
for Brilliant for sponsoring this video.
Thank you,
That was
Brilliant.
supposed to be out earlier this month, but
I could tell.
health is not healthy lately. So, see you on the next one.
No, that was fun. I like that. that was a good video. Did you know Microsoft is dropping TPM 2.0 support? Did you know Microsoft is making it easier to install Windows or Windows 11 on systems that don't have the correct TPM version? Because people aren't installing Windows 11. I forgot we had this one open. Anyway, I think with that, we're gonna end off the stream.